1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Director Carr?
Present.
Director Garcia?
Present.
Director Gokul Gandhi?
Present.
Director Herndon? Director Leonard?
Present.
Director O'Halloran?
Present.
Director Simpson?
Present.
Director Taylor?
Present.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, members of the board, Director Herndon had notified our office that she is actually at the CISA 1 as the board's delegate. And so due to the meeting conflict, she will be joining us a little bit later. And President Peterson.
Present.
We have 8 present.
Will the secretary please read the call of the meeting?
At the request of President Robert E. Peterson, a special meeting of the Board of School Directors will be held at 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. MPS buildings are closed to the public due to the ongoing public health concerns related to the COVID-19 pandemic. This meeting will be held virtually. However, members of the board are in person here at Central Office. Testimony will be taken live during the meeting. Those who wish to speak must register in advance to receive a participation code to enter the platform. The deadline to register is 3 p.m. on May 18th, 2021. Written comments may be submitted to the Office of Board Governance by mail at 5225 West Village Street, Milwaukee, 53201, by mail, or to governance at milwaukee.k12.wi.us by email. The fax number is 414-475-8071. Public comments received by 3 p.m. on May 8th, 2021 were already forwarded to the board for its consideration. This meeting will also be broadcast on WYMS Radio 88.9 FM or on Time Warner Spectrum Channel 13 and via live stream on the MPS YouTube stream. This item is being presented tonight pursuant to the provisions of Section 119.16, Parent 8, Parent A of the Wisconsin State Statutes. The board may take action on the proposed FY21 budget at its tentatively scheduled meeting on May 27th, 2021.
Thank you. The president now will ask the secretary to lead us in the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. The president invites any members of the audience who wish to participate to do so and asks that those who do not wish to participate please remain silent during the recitation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Due to the contingencies of the COVID-19 public health pandemic, MPS buildings are closed to the public, and this meeting will be conducted virtually. Board members may be participating from the Central Services Building. In order to allow as much public participation as possible, this meeting is being broadcast on radio station WYMS 88.9 FM via live stream on the MPS website and on the MPS YouTube stream, the links to which may be found on the MPS website on the broadcast page. Before we begin tonight's meeting, we have a short announcement regarding interpretation services for the Spanish-speaking members of our audience.
Buenas noches. Esta junta se transmitirá en español para aquellas personas que lo necesiten. Si desea escuchar esta junta en español, por favor marque al teléfono 312-626-6799 y ponga el número de la junta. 608-130-5362. Le repito, marque al teléfono 312-626-6799 y ponga el número de la junta 608-130-5362. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. As indicated in the public notice of the meeting, our purpose tonight is to give public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 2022 school operations, construction, and extension fund budgets. The board will not take any action on the proposed budget tonight. For each of our items of business, we will hold a discussion and public hearing. Individuals who wish to speak on tonight's items were required to register in advance. I ask those who are waiting to speak to remain on the platform until you are called to speak. Just as a reminder, Robert Rules of Orders dictates that all comments should be directed to the president of the committee. Also, any questions or requests are to be directed toward the president, who will determine the most efficient way to address them. All speakers are asked to state their name, spell their last name before proceeding with their comments. Each speaker will have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to speak. After a speaker's time is up, they may continue to follow the meeting at the one of the broadcast options mentioned previously. To ensure the good order of the meeting, harassment or intimidation tactics of any kind, including inappropriate language, will not be tolerated. The president reserves the right to remove anyone engaging in such behavior from the platform. Those removed from the platform may continue to listen to the meeting or access the agenda items online. However, he or she will not be allowed to rejoin the platform. Written testimony may be submitted to the Office of Board Governance, P.O. Box 2181, Milwaukee 53201, or fax to 414-475-8071, or email it to us at governance@milwaukee.k12.wi.us. Also, for our listening audience, if you wish to access the evening's agenda items and attachments online, you may do so by visiting esb.milwaukee.k12.wi.us. Madam Secretary, please announce the first speaker.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we do have 2 individuals registered to speak on this item. The first speaker we have is Miss Amy Mizialko. Please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Amy Mizialko, Mizialko.
Thank you.
Thank you. Director Peterson, Superintendent Posley, and directors of the school board. I'm here tonight representing members of the Milwaukee Teachers Education Association. All of you are in receipt of MTEA budget proposals that have been presented through the meet and confer process with administration. And many of you have been meeting with and hearing from educators in the MTEA this week about these specific impacts on students and staff that these proposals would have. I want to reiterate that MTEA remains available to work with administration and the board to work through details of these proposals and how they might be implemented starting this month and into the summer. I will ask you to please pay special attention and note to the very important piece about updating substitute pay, a salary schedule, and a competitive adjustment. This district desperately needs to rebuild and restore a reliable substitute pool. And this proposal is key to that end. And again, making sure that there are 40-hour positions in every job class, CHAs, paraprofessional, safety assistants, etc. Thank you again for your attention to these items.
Thank you. Mr. President, it looks as if the next speaker is not on the platform, and this would be the only speaker then that we have registered for tonight's meeting.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I will close the meeting by reading the following that sort of explains to people the future of our process. Again, the purpose of tonight's meeting was strictly to give public hearing on the MPS budget. The board will continue its work on the proposed FY22 budget at the meeting of the Committee on Strategic Planning and Budget on Thursday, May 20th, 2021, which is scheduled to begin at 5:30 p.m. This meeting will be conducted virtually. Oral testimony from the public will be taken. Those interested in providing testimony are required to register to speak and may do so by phone at 414-475-8200 or by following the instructions on the MPS broadcast page of the MPS website. Also, the board is tentatively scheduled to take action on the proposed FY22 budget at its regular monthly board meeting on May 27, 2021. This meeting is scheduled to begin at 5:30 p.m., although the public will not be able to access and follow this meeting. Although the public will be able to access and follow this meeting, as is customary, no public hearing will be given. Before we adjourn, the president would like to thank all those who've either addressed the board in the past or tonight or in the future and provided us with comments. If any of our listening audience would like to submit comments, please do so. Again, you can send them to the Office of Board Governance, Central Services Building, room 273, P.O. Box 2181, Milwaukee, Wisconsin 53201, or email comments governance@milwaukee.k12.wi.us or fax them to 414-475-8071. The president would also like to thank the superintendent and his staff, particularly the staff of the financial planning and budget services, for their hard work and many long hours devoted to developing a budget that will best serve our students and their families and our staff. At this time, do any members of the board have any brief comments to make before we adjourn? We're not talking about the topics of going into the details of different proposals. Anybody?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Just for a point of information for our listening audience, since the budget calendar had been developed and the publication of the board's calendar, the board has added a meeting on the 25th.
That's Tuesday.
On Tuesday, where there will be the opportunity for public testimony as well.
In other words, people could testify either on Thursday of this coming week or Tuesday the following week. They have to register by 3 p.m. of that day, correct?
That is correct.
I encourage the listening audience to spread the word and to testify. Let us know what you believe should be our priorities. Any other comments from the board members? Thank you all for your participation in this meeting and in the entire budget process to date. Since there's no further business before the board, this meeting is adjourned.
So noted.